Hey, Wid fam. This is Leo with One Healthy Widow. Oh gosh, my camera is backwards when I do this live stuff, so it's so weird to see. Wonder if I can change that. I don't know if I can or not. I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna try it. I'm afraid if I try it, I'll get cut off. So I'm just gonna have to go with the backwards thing. Okay. Okay. Today I just wanted to go live, and I know I didn't tell you guys ahead of time because I haven't really known what was going to happen with. We had a tornado that came through our town, and not the town I live in, but the town I work in. But it's the town where we go to for all of our groceries and our activities and job and all that stuff. And so it's been a little chaotic here. We've been trying to keep up with making sure all of the people that I work with are safe, that they have what they need. Same thing with the community. A lot of houses got destroyed and a lot of businesses are down. There's still a lot of network outages, electricity outages, internet outages. So it's been crazy. So I didn't want to try to plan anything because I wasn't sure how everything was going to go. But it turns out we're far enough away from all of that where we didn't really get affected directly. And so we still have electricity and I still have internet. And so I'm good to go for right now. My teacher friends are good. There's a couple of our teachers that have had some damage to their homes and things. And so we're just kind of working together to see if we can help them with transportation, just, things that they might need. So we're still kind of working on that. I don't know if we'll even be able to go back to school on Monday, on Tuesday. Monday is Martin Luther King Day. So we were planning on being off anyway. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, we're still trying to do the weight loss thing. And so what I wanted to do today, I had read through a few of the, I read through some of the group chats, which has been a little quiet for the last few days. And I know I haven't really popped in a whole lot to ask some questions, but I, kind of just browsing through to see if anybody had questions or issues or anything like that. If y'all have questions or issues or just want to share, a cool meal that you found or not sure if a meal works or anything like that, go ahead and post anything you'd like. So that way I can address it and I can help to. Hey, Jonice. Hey. I think I might have put this on the wrong group. I might have put this on the regular One Happy Widow group. I'm supposed to put this on the weight loss group. So if you're joining for just the One Happy Widow stuff, that's awesome. But I'm just going to talk about water and weight loss today. So I had a feeling when I put it up there, I was like, what if I'm putting this on the wrong place? And I put it up there anyway. So anyway, if you want to talk about water, you can feel free to join. And oh my gosh, I just poured this on my keyboard. Holy crap. Anyway, no beer. Look, we're talking about healthy weight loss. Actually, there is a way for you to I gotta do this. There is a way for you to have beer and wine on the program. You just gotta work it out. So I'm trying to wipe this off without hitting all the keys in the keyboard. So um and I don't have any paper towels here. So I'm just having to wipe this down. Um, anyway, yeah, it's not going to hurt you, even if you're not here for the weight loss group. It's not going to hurt to be able to talk about the benefits of water, because if your body is, in a good place, if your body is feeling better and functioning well, it's going to help you with your grief process anyway, because we can't deal with our emotions. We can't deal with, our grief as efficiently if our body is not working efficiently. And so, it's a good lesson for all of us to hear. When you're not feeling good, it's really hard to be mentally in a good place when you feel like crap physically, right? So today I'm specifically going to talk about water, but there was one person on our weight loss group that said that she struggles with stress eating at night. Jonice says she drinks 2 liters a day. That's awesome. Anyway, we had an issue about stress eating at night. I have started to do that a little bit, before I went onto this program. And mine was mostly, I think, because I was taking medication that was, it's ADHD medication. It reduces your appetite while it's on, and it's a 12-hour medication. It actually lasts usually like 14 hours. But as soon as the medication wore off, I had not eaten much during the day because I wasn't hungry, and the medication wore off. So the two of those things put together caused my appetite to just be ridiculous. And so I was eating everything in sight. And so I can get the same kind of idea about stress eating at night and how that would affect you. And for the group who's not here for the water and the weight loss stuff, I will let you know. I recorded a video earlier today that I'm going to post just for the regular One Happy Widow group on regular YouTube. And so that will come out later. Not about weight loss. It's not about whatever. It's about grief, like regular stuff. So if you're looking for that, it will post later on this evening. It's a recorded one. So I will post one for everybody that y'all can see later on today. Anyway, so as far as the stress eating goes, I would say number one, if you're feeding your body the way it needs to be fed during the day, you will not have as many cravings at night, especially after you get past the cravings point. So if you're eating from stress, not from hunger, then you got to figure out what are the stress triggers. Okay. And then you got to figure out what can you do to replace. You can't just take anything away. Whenever, especially when you're dieting, you don't take things away. You figure out healthier replacements. Okay. So if you want something sweet, you find something that tastes sweet that still is going to stay on your program. All right. So we're not going to say, well, just don't eat when you're stressed out. Figure out what's causing you to be stressed, and then figure out what it is that you need to help handle that stress, and then figure out what you can eat in its place, or what you can do in its place to kind of handle that. So if it's like if it's something you need something salty and crunchy, instead of grabbing chips or french fries, then have you like a little handful of mixed nuts or something. Make sure they're not chocolate covered. All right. But you could have some almonds. Almonds are the best nuts for you to eat, health wise. Walnuts are up there too. So if you're looking for something crunchy and salty, just have yourself a few nuts. That would help, and it will keep you on program. If you're looking for something sweet, then get yourself some. This sounds really gross, but I'm telling you, it works. It tastes really good. So take you some low fat cottage cheese, 4 to 8 ounces, and then take one of those little packets of Jello gelatin. It's powdered, but sugar-free Jello gelatin. Strawberry flavored is my favorite. Sometimes I use orange flavored, and I pour it in there and I put it in my NutriBullet, and I whip it up, and it turns into like pudding consistency. So it's sweet and it's creamy. I'll even put a dollop of sugar-free Cool Whip on there. You can even put a couple real strawberries on there if you wanted to, and it's like strawberry pudding, I guess you could say. And that gives you like that sweet craving that's taken care of, but there's no sugar and it's added protein. You could have just some regular sugar-free Jello in those little cups with a little dollop of sugar-free Cool Whip as well, if you just need something like sweet. If you need to just crunch on something because that crunch kind of helps you with that stress or helps to kind of, stimulate your brain, you could crunch on some ice. But you have to be careful when you crunch on what kind of ice it is. If it's that really hard ice from your freezer, sometimes that might not be so great for your teeth. I actually have one of these ice makers that's about this, it's about this big. I think it was about, I don't remember how much it cost. It wasn't too terrible. It was maybe like $50. But anyway, you pour water in there and it makes these little bullet shaped ice cubes, and they have a lot of air bubbles in there. And so they're a little softer. So it's not so hard on your teeth when you're chewing it up. So sometimes I'll just get me a cup of ice and I will chew on that. If you don't want to do anything, you could also chew on some like celery, right? Get yourself a celery stick and chew on that, and you got 0 calories there. right? You actually have negative calories there because there's so few calories in celery that takes more calories um, to digest it than what's contained in it. So you're doing yourself a favor on that too. If you want to get away from food altogether, then change where you're sitting, change your activity, go outside and take a walk, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes. Read a book, check your email. Get up and change your environment, so that your mind can be totally flipped from what you're trying to crave, what you're trying to have, to something that focus your attention on something else. So those are just some ideas of things that you could do. And again, try to figure out what it is that's causing the stress and see if you can combat it from the source. Without knowing what the cause of your stress is, it's hard for me to really say how to do that. Um, so I'm going to talk about the benefits of drinking water today. And I've got some things, I got my notes here I'm going to talk about. So especially specifically in weight loss, but even if you're not trying to lose weight, it's always good to drink more water. I have been drinking more water since I've been on this challenge, and I have found the more water you drink, the more water you want, because your body starts getting used to having that water and processing it. And my mouth is dry now and I'm really thirsty. Okay, so number one benefit of drinking water is it is an appetite suppressant. So go ahead and drink some water while you're eating your meal. And what I do is I take one of these and I guzzle down about half of it right before I start my meal, because that's going to go ahead and fill my stomach up a little bit. So I'm not starving to death. And it will cause you to not be as hungry in between meals, because you can drink in between meals. And when you're eating your meal, it will cause you to get full faster from the food that you're eating. So you will be less likely to overeat. So it's appetite suppressant. Number two, it increases your calorie burning, even especially if you drink it cold. I'm not one that I don't like cold water specifically unless I'm really, really hot and I'm trying to cool down. But for the most part, I can drink more water when it's just room temperature water, because I can really guzzle it without getting a brain freeze. But if you drink room temperature to cold water, it actually takes your body more calories to process water, believe it or not. So it increases calorie burning. Number three, it helps you remove waste. So when you're trying to lose weight, you want everything to be moving through, right? And so things are going to move a little faster and easier when you're well hydrated. Okay. So when you don't drink enough water, things tend to slow down and things don't move out of your system as fast. And that's going to cause things to sit around in your system a little longer. You're going to deal with more bloating, more, just things hanging around. You don't want to deal with that. So you want everything to just kind of move through like it needs to be moving through, so that you can process everything on out of there like you need to, if you catch my drift, right? So if the waste ain't coming out, the weight ain't coming off. Okay. So the way that you lose weight when you are losing weight is through your urine, through your feces, and through your breath, through your sweat. Believe it or not, those are the four main ways for you to where the fat and the weight and all the waste comes off. You breathe it out, you sweat it out, you pee it out, and you poop it out. All right. So those are the three. And guess what? Water's going to help with every last one of those things. All right. So for number four, it helps your organs work more efficiently. So your kidneys, you want to be functioning properly. Your liver, you want it to be functioning properly. Your metabolism is going to work better when your organs are working better, and your organs work better when they are well hydrated. Okay. When you get dehydrated, you will get dehydrated before you even feel thirsty. As soon as you get dehydrated, even a little bit, your body starts figuring out what it needs to start, shutting down a little bit or easing back on the function of, so that it can make sure that the essential parts of your body get what it needs. And so you don't want your body to be shortchanging you at all in its function. And so one of the best ways that you can do that is to drink lots of water. Keep your body well hydrated on the inside. Number five, it actually helps you to burn fat. So here we are talking about metabolism. The food that we're eating on our program, we are trying to kick our bodies from fat storage over into fat burning. Your metabolism works best when your body is well hydrated. I have done this eating program many, many times. I fall off the wagon, but I always seem to find my way back on. But I will tell you, I can eat the perfect foods that I'm supposed to on this program that will work very well, and I can lose a little weight or even maintain, but I can eat the same exact foods and drink the water that I'm supposed to drink, and my weight loss is much, much quicker. So I have found that it's not just about eating the right foods for me, is that my weight loss comes off a lot faster when I'm drinking enough water. When I slack off on the drinking, even if I'm eating right, my weight loss slows down. And we all want the weight loss not to slow down if we're trying to lose weight, right? So, it's gonna help your metabolism, all right? It also makes exercise more efficient. So, if you are working out, even if you're just taking walks and things like that, a well-hydrated body is going to work better. So, if you're whatever you're doing working out, you're just not gonna get the same kind of expenditure out of it. Your body's not gonna work as well. It's not gonna be as efficient. It's not gonna work as hard if you are dehydrated. And if you are working out, you need to drink even more water so that you can kind of help replenish the water that you're getting rid of. Also flushes out toxins. So, when you store fat, if you have toxins that are kind of, you know, roaming around in your body protects you from that. And the way that your body protects you from toxins is it takes the toxins and it surrounds it with fat and then it stores it in your body. So when you have fat cells stored in your body, there are actually toxins that are encapsulated in there. So when you are losing weight, if you're burning fat while you're losing weight, those fat cells are releasing not just the fat that's in there, but the toxins as well. That's another reason why when you're losing weight in the beginning, you just kind of feel like crap because a lot of toxins are being released into your system. So when you're in fat burning, you don't want those toxins to be wandering around in your system for too long. It cannot be good for you. You don't want them to find their way into a new fat cell. And so you want to go ahead and flush those toxins out of your body as fast as possible. So while you're burning fat, you also want to flush the toxins out that are burning along with it, right? So that's another reason why we want to make sure that we drink lots of water. And then the last one that I have is that it helps with your skin elasticity. So, especially when we get older and we are start to get wrinkly, or if you are have a lot of weight to lose and you lose it kind of quickly, one of the drawbacks of losing weight when you have a lot of weight to lose is that your skin can get loose because it's been stretched out by what's inside. And so when the fat comes off, you're left with loose skin. Um, at some point, you can't really combat all of that, depending on how much you lose, how quickly you lose it. But I will tell you that water will help your skin to snap back more efficiently than if it was not. So when you drink lots of water, that's the best thing that you can do to help with that skin elasticity. So it helps you with firming up your skin. Right, the dreaded wrinkles, I know. So wrinkles and loose skin, kinda goes hand in hand. We can't turn back time, but we can do the best that we can to try to help, um, our bodies to snap back as best as we can. So working out and firming up your insides, your muscles, and drinking water are the two best ways for you to combat that loose skin that you have when you are losing weight. Like I said, it's not a magic pill. It's not if you have a whole bunch of weight to lose and then you lose it all, you still might be dealing with some loose skin. But your body can shrink some of that skin down to a certain amount, and it will do that better when you have lots of water in your system. And then, um, also, if you're like me, you probably see this. I don't wear a lot of makeup anymore. I just don't. I just don't. So when I'm on camera, I can even look and I see I have some red marks and I have some issues. And I went to the doctor recently. You can see I have this skin stuff going on too. But I went to the dermatologist recently because I thought I might have skin cancer. So I had a little mark on my forehead that I was worried about that I wanted to get checked out and make sure I didn't have skin cancer. And he told me, "No, it's not skin cancer. It is a what he called a wisdom spot an age spot, a sunspot, right? An old person spot. So anyway, he also said that, and I was like, yeah, I've always dealt with acne of some sort, whatever. And he's like, yeah, yours is not acne, not anymore, not at your age. He said I have rosacea, and so I've heard of it before, but I haven't really done any research on it. So I don't, I'm gonna have to start looking into that. But he was like, yeah, you can't really combat it, but you can try to mitigate it and keep the flare ups from coming so much. But I will tell you that when I'm drinking more water, the first thing that's going to happen when you first start losing weight, and if you're losing fat, is that those toxins that I was talking about, they're going to come out in different ways. And one of the ways they come out is through your skin. So when you first start losing weight, if you're burning fat, you might find that your skin breaks out more than it did before, and you're like, what is going on? I'm eating healthy, I'm drinking all this water, and my skin is breaking out. What the heck? And so what happens is all those toxins are making their way out of your skin, and it causes breakouts sometimes, and that will usually level off. And so you drink lots of water, you can sort of help with that, flushing out system, and then it your skin just looks better. It helps you to slough off dead skin better. It helps to keep your pores clear because you are able to sweat a little bit easier. So when you sweat, that actually clears out your pores. If people tell you that sweating causes you to break out, it's not that sweating causes you to break out. It's when you sweat and then you don't wash it off and it sits there for a while and then dirt comes in, and that's when you get, breakouts. But actually sweating is a way to clear your pores as long as you make sure that you wash it off and don't let it sit on your skin for too long. All right. So that's going to be my lessons on drinking water, some ideas of how to get your water in. This is usually I drink like a 20-ounce water. This one is a 17-ounce water. So, this is just like a little bottle. The first thing I do is I take various different supplements in the mornings. Well, actually 3 times a day I do, but I'm taking, like some things to help my kidneys, some things to help my liver. I'm taking some psyllium husk to kind of help move things through. I'm taking a multivitamin. I take my normal medicine. So I'm taking a handful of pills every morning. So the first thing I do before breakfast is I go ahead and I fill one of these up and I take all of my medicines and I try to really gulp a lot of water down when I'm taking my medicine with it. By the time I've taken my medicine, I've already finished half of this water. And so I'll go ahead after that and I just chug down the rest of it. And so before I even start eating breakfast, I have already had 16 to 20 ounces of water. Now, remember, we're trying to drink 64 to 128 ounces a day, half a gallon to a gallon a day. So if this was a 20-ounce bottle, which is just a little bigger than this, you could drink 3 of those and almost have the water that you need for the whole day at the minimum. And so when you first start drinking, you've got to do it as a job. You cannot drink when you're thirsty and stop when you're not thirsty, because you've confused your body already. Your body doesn't even know how to react to thirst cues anymore or hunger cues anymore. So you can be dehydrated and not even feel thirsty. So you have to really push the water down in the very beginning. As you start doing that more, then you will become more thirsty and want more water. Oh, I'm sitting here talking about water. It's making me so thirsty. Also, I do drink Diet Coke. Okay. Doesn't have any sugar in it, but it's not that great for you. One of the things it does is the caramel coloring in here clogs up the pores of your liver and makes it less efficient in flushing out toxins. So that's not a good thing. But I'm just not ready to go to cold turkey just yet. I do drink less. But here's the other thing. Once I switch over to Diet Coke, like I'm trying to still mix right here. Well, usually when I switch over to Diet Coke for the day, it's less likely that I will go back to my water. So what I try to do is I try to not let myself drink any soda until I've had at least 2 of these waters. And then because a lot of times once I switch over to the Diet Coke, I have a hard time going back to the water. And so it would be better if you drank all your water first and then your other drinks if you had to. So that's another way. Some people just like you can have one of those giant things of like smart water bottles or whatever that's like 33 ounces. You could just carry those around with you and drink. What you need to do is don't, like I said, don't drink when you're thirsty. Just drink. Tell yourself, drink, drink, drink. Just make yourself drink. And instead of just taking a sip, every time you put it up to your mouth, go ahead and drink 2 or 3 really big gulps because you're already drinking. So you might as well get the most out of it as you can. And that will help to also decrease your appetite throughout the day. So Janet says, trying to get back on track, have to remember to drink more and add more veggies to my diet. So veggies are going to help. First of all, they're going to give you the macro and micro nutrients that you need, actually phytonutrients. So they've got a lot of vitamins and minerals in there that you're not going to get from your meats. And so they're also going to give you a lot of fiber. They're going to help move things through your body. And there's also, some water in your veggies, and just healthy all around. Adding those veggies in is good, especially the greens and the green leafies and the peppers. Try to stay away from the starchy veggies like the carrots and the onions and the tomatoes and things like potatoes. People say potatoes. It's not really a veggie. That's a starch. So I'm talking about broccoli, green beans, celery, asparagus, cauliflower, bell peppers, jalapeno peppers if you like peppers, things like that. Eat until I'm satisfied. Exactly. And remember that your appetite is 10 minutes behind your mouth. So you will eat, if you're starving to death, you will eat for 10 minutes before your body even starts to tell you that it's noticing there's food in there, which means when you stop eating, you're going to feel the last 10 minutes of food hit your stomach, which is why a lot of times you're like, man, I got full and I stopped eating. And then 10 minutes later, you're like, God, I'm even more full. So just know there's a 10-minute delay on your feeling of fullness. So as soon as you feel satisfied, stop eating. Wait 10 minutes. If you still feel like you need a couple more bites, then go ahead and have a couple more bites and then stop. So, all right. So I apologize for putting the link to this on the regular Facebook group. I meant to put it on the weight loss group, and I didn't want to, trick you guys into thinking I was talking about some regular stuff when I was talking about diet stuff and water stuff. It's supposed to be on my on a weight loss group, but I didn't reveal any trade secrets today. So anyway, if you joined, thank you for joining anyway. And I appreciate you. I'm sure it didn't hurt to hear about some good, healthy water habits. Also, like I said, I did make a video that I recorded, and I told a little bit about my story to becoming a widow, a very abridged version, not the 2-hour and some version that I have in the videos before, but just, my short-term journey from the time that Dewey got sick until the time he died, and just how I handled that, and how it affected me, and how I look back on it now with so much time goes by, and how I see it and the mistakes that I made, regrets that I might have, and just things like that. So I think it would be a good video in general, but I'm going to post that on YouTube in a few minutes. It'll be a recorded, so it's not going to be a live. All right. Anyway, if there's any other questions from anyone who happens to want to ask about the weight loss stuff or the water stuff, I'm happy to answer those. And then if not, I'm going to wrap it. I'm going to edit that other video that I recorded. I'm going to post that up later on tonight. And then I'm going to have my healthy meal. Tonight I'm having salad with salad greens with rotisserie chicken, plucked off, no skin. Some fat-free shredded cheese, some bell peppers cut up, and some booty burning salad dressing that I shared the recipe for on my weight loss group. So that's what I'm going to have for dinner. I'm kind of excited because I've been on this program, about 2 weeks, and I think I've lost about 8 pounds. So, all right. Anyway, if anybody doesn't have any other questions, thank you so much for joining, and stay tuned for the recorded thing for the widow stuff. I'll post that on the group when there's a link when it goes up. Probably take me a couple hours to get that edited and uploaded. So anyway, thanks for joining. I hope everyone is safe. I hope everyone is hanging in there for the weekend and going to enjoy the Martin Luther King celebrations and the holiday that we get tomorrow for that, so that we can spend some time thinking about all of the sacrifices that he made, all of the lessons that he taught us, and just to remember, try to think about his speeches. I was a history major in college, and so um, I I read a lot of his speeches and watched a lot of his speeches, and he's an inspirational man. And I tell you what, he had some really good ideas, and he's someone definitely to look up to. We should really take the time and watch one of his speeches. Watch the I Have a Dream speech, and it is like, man, it will cut you right down here to the heart, and make you feel like going out and making a difference and doing something. So, anyway, if we all lived more like what he said we should, I think this nation, this world, might be able to get along a little better. So, let's take some lessons from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and just celebrate his life tomorrow, and all the lessons that he gave us. So, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.